I hate to be blunt about it, but hunting games are pretty much all the same. They look the same, they play the same, they appeal to the same audience, that is white people with pinkish necks. They play the same, they offend the same. Wait, Peter's upset about Mario and not this? Oh, it was just a joke? Funny, so is this. Hashtag Heartshot. It's Cabela's Big Game Hunter hunting party.
Move! Reload! Now that's not sportsmanlike. Gosh, that was not a legal kill. Now that's not sportsmanlike.
The funny thing about this game is that it's kind of at the mercy of its own name. The whole party thing makes it seem like you have to play mini-games and roll dice to walk through the forest, but this game is as much of a party as inviting over 5 good friends and one friend of one of those friends, but that guy's the only one who shows up. It's awkward, it's quiet, and you just wish he would go home. Now, of course, if that friend of a friend happens to be a girl, that changes the scenario entirely. And although Cabela's Big Game Hunter hunting party is far from the video game equivalent of a cute chick your friend used to date, the used to makes it fine, Undertoads, this game does have a few redeeming qualities of its own that make what was otherwise incorrectly labeled a party a bit more stimulating. First thing, I'm in the fucking title screen. The second, it comes with this. You know, listen, I've seen a lot of plastic this generation in various shapes and forms. I don't know if I've ever seen plastic quite like this. This is, by any measure, a ridiculous thing that I mean, I've used it and I put it together and I've been haunted by it and I'm still not quite sure why it's a thing that should exist. But unfortunately, everything else falls apart. And by falls apart, I mean this thing just turns into another Cabela's shooter, which isn't to say that makes it a bad game. It's exactly what you'd expect if you've played previous Cabela's games, but that's the thing. I've played a ton of these here at the underwater base, and I can't remember which was which. They all just blend together, and despite the subtitle, so does this one. Actually, I might remember this one. That gun is imposing. Speaking of which, you start the game by calibrating that beast, and as should be a weapon that looks like that, it's complicated. Once you finally get through the setup, you get the usual offering of Cabela's gameplay modes. There's a campaign, there's surprisingly sparse multiplayer given the title, and there are galleries. As with most of these arcade-style shooters, the arcade-style galleries are where Hunting Party is at its best. Animals run across the screen, the camera moves on its own, and you fire at will to meet your indiscriminate quota of death. But where this game ultimately falls short is its use of Kinect. It throws in plenty of motion control, like sidestep a stampede and crouch through the grass. This stuff works about as well as most Kinect games, which is to say, it works on occasion and only if your living room meets a checklist of requirements about a page long. Funny, these games played a lot better in the arcades, like 15 years ago. Now this is a Kinect game, but only in the most superficial sense. You're using some ridiculous peripheral that, for all its alien technology, is basically just a PlayStation Move controller, and the actual motion controls are frustrating and pointless. But even with its deceptive title and ample flaws, Hunting Party is another average arcade shooter. There are better Cabela's games, but again, I'm on the title screen.